Hey guys, it's Brandon here again at Babe Extreme. Today I'm going to bring you, this is kind of going to be a quick hardware review, only for a couple reasons. It's very simplistic, easy to use, and it's actually just kind of a basic 3.7 volt device. Now, I've seen them for sale from a lot of vendors, mainly in the US, and I've actually just found one in Canada that's actually dealing with them now. But at cevstore.com, you can now get this. This is better known as the Bolt. It is a basic tube mod. It's a 3.7 volt device, so just for FYI, anything you're going to want to use on the top is going to want to be low res, single coil, stuff like that. But it's actually a really neat little tube mod. I'll kind of compare it to, this is just a standard size Proveri, just to kind of give you a rough idea on sizes. It's a little bit smaller than the Proveri, but it uses the actual same battery as the normal size Proveri, which is the it's an IMR or an AW, sorry, 18490. It's a 3.7 volt battery. I've watched a few reviews on these actually before I got mine, just to kind of see what other people thought of them. I've always kind of wanted to get one because I thought it'd be a neat little tube mod to have. One of the complaints is generally the threading on it. Yeah, they were pretty squeaky. I just put some white lithium grease on my threads just to kind of get rid of the squeakiness. But putting the battery in, like, they're pretty simple, guys. There's a nice big hot spring on the bottom with a vent hole as well. Now these aren't press fit, these are actually fully machined bottoms. So the vent hole in the bottom is what you have for venting. And as for the top parts, I can't see there being any venting in the top, but that's basically your top controller with the button. But as you can see, guys, the battery goes in negative side down, and then you just basically thread it on like so, and you're ready to vape. So, like I said, guys, it's going to be a quick review. Fit and finish of the mod is fairly decent. It lines up pretty well. The only complaint that I have, I've got mine in a gunmetal. I've only had it for a couple days, and the anodizing is already kind of starting to come off here. I'm going to shut the music off here because it's not cooperating. Let's see if I can get this to focus. And I've really only had this in my pocket. You know, I'm not sure why it's rounded off around the bottom, but the bottom part as well. That's kind of my only gripe about it. Other than that, guys, it actually performs really well. And it's not a very expensive tube mod either, which is nice. But I'm just gonna put a little juice in the atomizer before I go. But this is just a standard, regular old low-res 306 atomizer with a cheap Chinese drip tip. So let's go. It performs really well. Low res 306 on a 3.7 volt bolt is spot on, guys. It's actually a really nice vape. You know, it's got a nice clicky button to it. It's just basically one of the like a project style button at the top. It's got quite a bit of resistance on the actual button part itself, but it actually feels pretty decent. But one of the neat parts about this mod, They don't have them on their site as of yet, but I know they are available, simply due to the fact that this is kind of where I got it from. But let's just say you want to go to a little bit bigger of a battery. The 18490s are great batteries. They will basically last you for days upon days upon days of vaping. But if you decide that you want to get into an 18650, just to kind of show you the difference in sizes of the batteries, this one here is actually out of one of my old lava tubes, but this is just a standard 18650 battery that you can drop in, and with an extension cap, which needs grease as well, you can thread that onto there, thread your controller onto the top, and shabam. Vapes really well. Now, my only bit of warning for everybody that might be interested in purchasing a bolt. They are a non-protected mod, which means they don't have any form of short circuit protection in the actual mod itself. So my suggestion is to purchase either one of the 2-cent fuses, or make sure you use protected batteries. So always keep that in mind, guys. It is a basic mod. There's no variable voltage, there's no digital display, there's not even an LED on it, but it performs really well. So as my suggestion to any new vapor that's looking to kind of step up into the next idea of vaping, and you want to get into a tube mod but you don't want to spend a lot of money, the bolt is definitely a good way to go, but be cautious on using this mod. It does have venting protection in the bottom, but again, better to be safe than sorry. And it vapes really well, guys. It's even a nice finish with the extension caps on it. So now I've got an 18650 battery in here. It gets a little bit bigger than the Provari at that point, but not really a whole lot, right? So it's basically the same, about the same size at this point as the Provari. So it's not getting any bigger. It's actually lighter than the Provari at that point, even with the 18650 battery in it. It's still actually fairly lightweight. Yeah, that's really all I got for you guys. You can use other combinations of batteries as well. You can also use a combination of the 18350s if you wanted to stack batteries in it. I think it gives you like around 6 volts or 6+ volts. Again, guys, if you are going to stack batteries in this mod, make sure you use some kind of fusing, or either make sure you're using protected batteries is going to be my suggestion. But if you want to up the voltage, you can. So yeah, guys, that's all I got for you on this one. So as always, let's keep on vaping.